Hello there. Here again, your friends from ECCO. Here are some of our directionals. Okay, so we're going to be talking about some directionals from ECCO here. We have a great variety of directionals in ECCO, depending, on where you need to fit these types of directionals in a vehicle. You're probably going to find a product that's probably going to suit you the best, depending, on the size of wherever you need to put it. If it's on the grill, if it's on the side, if it's interior doors. It all depends. Or if it's on a corner, maybe that you need something different that'll work there. We have something probably for you. So these are some of the popular models that we have. Like I said, we have a bunch of others that aren't represented here specifically in this video. But keep looking, and we're probably going to post some other videos with other types of products so you guys can see. But so basically, we're going to go through all of these just so you can understand what they are and where they're coming from. So we're going to start out with the ED9015, which is a 6-diode directional. This is basically, if some of you are familiar with ECCO, we had also a similar product before, which was the 9014. So this is the 9015 replaces that 9014, and this is basically something you could add 2 colors to if you need to. So on the 9014s, we usually just sold them in 1 color. With these, we have the opportunity to put two colors in them, so it could be a dual color module. So on this is amber white. We could order it in red blue, we could order it in red white and blue white, and amber green, amber red, just depending on where you guys are situated in the country. Just look for those laws that you have by state that are probably going to give you what type of lights you need on those types of utility vehicles or those work vehicles that are on the streets. All these products are 12 to 24 volts. All these products have a 5-year warranty on them. So, and these are all class 1 on the type of light output that we're giving off here. So it's the brightest light we could have on the road. Okay. So these are made just maybe so you guys also get a little information on the diffusers that we use for our lights. These are made with no diffuser in the front. If you look at these closely, you're going to see there's no way of directioning this light at any point. So once it's turned on, it's trying just to give light off uniformly in all directions. That's because this light is used also for the headlights and the taillights. Most of the time those headlights and taillights have reflectors in them, so this light's just trying to capture all those reflectors, so the reflector is going to give you that direction on the light. So that's why you're going to see this giving off light in all directions, 180 degrees once it turns on. Okay, if you need something that's a little more directional, the ED9040 is probably something that you guys can look at, so you can see the difference in size and difference in presentation also. So this light here, it's going to be a little more robust. It's has this flange here that's going to stick out of your vehicle. But if you want something a little more discreet, flush mounted, it's going to be the ED9040. We have 6 LEDs here also. That's going to give off a directional light, which is basically kind of like a linear, maybe up to like 60 degrees in width and what's going to be giving off. You're going to see here it's in red blue, but like I said, you could order these in amber white and red white, blue white, amber green, just depending on where you're using these lights. You could probably find a combination of light that you need for the vehicle. So this is going to give you a light that's a lot more directional. So it's actually pointing the light in a certain angle. It's cutting off at a certain point also. So if you look at this light and off axis, it's not going to be blinding you, maybe like this light would. So it's just giving you that directional lighting towards the front. Okay. Moving on to the ED 5051s. These lights are great for grills, great for maybe side paneling, places where you probably wouldn't fit these types of lights just because, you know, it doesn't have the space for it. As you can see, it's really thin. It has 18 LEDs when you order it in the dual color function, like you're seeing here, which is amber white. All these have steady burns options also, so if at any point you need to maybe, you know, have a steady burn white, you could activate that with no problem with these lights, with the multiple functions that they have. Most of these, since these are newer lights for us, are going to have 69 flash patterns. It might vary from model to model, maybe a little fewer, maybe a little more, but we're just basically trying to give the customer all the options that they can have with flash patterns. A lot of those flash patterns are also because it's phase 1 and phase 2, in case you want to do a wigwag function or something. So just depends on what you're looking for there. So these are great for grill lights. Moving on to the ED 3793s and the ED 3794s. Basically, these are the same light or the same directional. As you can see, this is a little shorter, so these have 8 LEDs in them, and this has 12, just because it extends a little more on that side. These are great little lights. We introduced them, you know, I think a year ago and 2 years ago with this one. So just giving you guys more options to have these types of lights on your vehicles. These are all dual color, so it depends also if, you know, you have a customer that says, hey, I just want to flash amber. We could find, you know, an amber function only, so they could just have amber with those and not have all, you know, the dual color functions if they don't want them. But you could just select which color you want to flash here. Okay. So maybe the difference between these with any other light that we offer, and maybe in the market also, is that these lights, specifically this one and this one, you could mount it with these 2 screws if you need it with the flange. You could take the flange off if you want to also. In the back, you're going to see that it has 3M tape, so you could stick it on something also. So these lights are going to be really great for you guys, you know, to put them on places where you usually can't put any other type of light, just because sometimes in these modern vehicles, or, you know, these different types of builds that exist today, you know, you maybe have some type of curve, and you know, instead of putting a bunch of padding on there, just to put one of these on, maybe this will fit a lot better on what you need. So the difference between these also is in this newer generation, instead of the cables coming out of the bottom, these are going to come out right in the middle. This is the newer one that we came out with about a year ago. So it's just so you know that this one's going to come out the middle, and the longer one's going to come out the bottom. But basically, same product here. Okay. So these are those 2 lights. I'll just turn this one on real quick so you can see. We also obviously have it in red blue if you need for emergency vehicles, emergency builds. We have in whatever model that you need, in the 8 LEDs or the 12 LEDs, we have them. Another model that's pretty popular is the 3511. This came to replace the 3510s that we had for a long time. This comes with 16 LEDs, which give off a really great light. Also, it gives off around 120 degrees in front of a vehicle, so you can see it in intersections really well. Also, if you need that type of more linear light, but it's also really bright. Gives off a lot of light, so you can see it from far away. So it's a great little light. This one, the body of this one is totally aluminum, so it's very robust. So if you need it for, you know, a vehicle that has a lot of vibration, things like that, it's going to work well on any type of vehicle, to be honest. On grills, on sides, on the back, It just, you know, for the footprint that it has, gives off a lot of light. From here we go on to our ED3700 series. This is the ED3755, which has 12 LEDs. You're going to see it here with red white. So we could do all these combinations of light. These specifically replace the old 3703s, 3704s, 3705s that existed before. These come maybe with a little more light output on the front, just because the diffuser is a little bigger. These are a combination of linear and also kind of a focused light. So it does kind of like open it up to around 60 degrees if you guys need it. It's a very, very bright patterns that we could have here. And on the bottom here is the ED3802s, which is ECCO's most popular directional light. It's on a lot of the builds around the country. They like the reason this light is so popular is just because it's so thin, very, very thin. It could put on, you could kind of like very discreet when you put it on, but also because it's kind of a little thicker, so the light output that it gives off just fills up this diffuser in the front really well. It gives off a lot of light for such a thin light on here. So the ED3802s, very popular light here in ECCO. So we just wanted to give you guys a quick overview of some of ECCO's directional lights. They're great lights. They're going to give off that SAE Class 1 power that is needed for those types of emergency vehicles or vehicles that are on highway all the time, that need to, you know, prevent any types of accidents happening at some point. So just think of ECCO for any of directionals that you have and all your vehicle safety needs.